Debbie Curtis Preston from TrueBit TV. I'm sitting here with Mark Stamer, Chief Dragon Slayer for Dragon Slayer Consulting. And how are you doing?
Good, Curtis. It's good to be here.
Good to be.
It's a pleasure to chat with you.
It is. You know, actually, I think this is our first. Is this our first time having you on camera? It is.
It is.
And you're sitting where giants of industry.
Janet Napolitano was sitting here just a little while ago. That's on your TrueBit TV,
it
right?
Is. Go check that out. So let's. I had a moment in the last few days. There was without naming companies specifically,
right.
There was yet another industry analyst evaluation that came out of a particular group of products, and it was another one where I say, gee, rated in the lower area,
right?
There were products with, in my opinion, clearly superior technology to products that were rated in the awesome area, and those products didn't necessarily have as good a technology, at least in some areas. And there seems to always be
a bias.
What I was going to say, this sort of, you see these products that have great technology but can't seem to make it because they're rated. They say, well, you don't have any sales. Well, I can't have any sales if you keep saying I don't have any sales and I'm not good because I don't have any sales.
So many users won't even look at them because they're not in the top 3 or
exactly.
the top. Right.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah. So how are these companies supposed to market themselves when you have these other industry analyst type companies who basically ding them simply because they haven't sold yet?
It's a valid question. And basically it comes down to 2 areas. First, the analysts who look at these in rankings and they set them up in their whatever quadrants. And then they look at the companies that are out there and that have already sold a lot, and they're going to get rated higher than the new ones who may be completely innovative and may blow away the category. But, your revenues aren't there, therefore you can't be one of the top players. It's a bias. The table is tilted towards the incumbent in that sense. So what they have to do is create a new category when that happens. It's an old marketing saying, if you can't be number 1 or number 2 in a category, and that's based on revenue, which most of those rankings are tied to revenue, not technology, not capability, not problems they solve, revenue.
Yeah, I think that the thinking is, well, if you were any good, you'd have revenue.
Right.
And so therefore it's valid to judge based on revenue, right?
But it's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22.
Because they don't give them the endorsement that they need to get some of the big revenue from the big deals.
Right.
And at the same time, they haven't been in the market long enough to get that revenue. So the innovative startup gets slammed for being an innovative startup.
Right.
That's the downside of it. So they have to create a new category. So instead of being the XYZ category, they have to be the GHI category.
Right.
Got to create a new.
Is that really the only way to get?
That is part of the only ways. Now the other way is to break out before they do the rankings or in between they do the rankings.
Right.
I mean, I look at some of these rankings, and the best products are not in the upper whatever tier.
Yeah. This is a fun interview. Anyway, so your best advice is to create a new category.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I would say that if you can carve out a niche in your little thing, as long as you can make money and you're seemingly never going to make it into that upper quadrant unless you get acquired by somebody in the upper quadrant.
I know it's a catch-22. But here's the thing. I mean, let's pick a category. I mean, we all know one of the ones that I don't think anyone was happy except the guys in the upper right-hand quadrant was that new purpose-built backup appliance. Actually, it was Target dedupe storage.
Target dedupe, yeah.
Probably the best product in that list was on the lower left-hand side. It was HydroStore from NEC. Great product. Highest throughput.
Right.
Most amount of connections. Biggest scalability. Okay. What are you going to do then when you're in that situation? Right. Well, then they need a new category that says most scalable Target dedupe appliance.
All right. Well, good luck with that. All right. Thanks for taking the time to talk.
Curtis, as always, it's a pleasure.
And thank you for watching. Make sure to check out our other videos on TrueBit.tv.